Give honor to God who's the head over my life. I have one more message to give to the Lord's people. Revelations chapter 14, 1 through 5. The subject is the Lamb and the 144,000. Then I looked, and there before me was the Lamb standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 who had his name and his father's name written on their foreheads. And I heard a sound from heaven like the roar of rushing waters, and like a cloud peal of thunder. The sound I heard was like that of a harpist playing their harps. And they sung a new song before the throne and before the four living creatures and the elders. No one could learn the song except the 144,000 who had been redeemed from the earth. These are those who did not defile themselves with women, for they remain virgins. They followed the lambs. Wherever he goes, they were purchased from among mankind and offered as a first fruit to God. And the lamb, no lie was found in their mouth. They are blameless. So it talks in Revelation 14, verse 1. It talks about that it will occur when Satan and his helpers control the world. Okay. Um, it gives a glimpse into eternity to show believers that awaits them if they endure. The Lamb is the Messiah, Mount Zion, often used as a way to refer to Jerusalem, the capital of Israel, is contrast with the worldly power. The 144,000 represents believers who have endured persecution on earth and now are ready to enjoy the eternal benefits and blessings of life with God forever. And the three angel contrast the destiny of believers with that of unbelievers. These people are true believers whose robes have been washed and made white in Christ's blood. Through his death, purchased from among mankind. In the Old Testament, idolatry is often portrayed as spiritual adultery. Their purity, they remain virgins, is best understood symbolically, means that they are free from contamination by the pagans' world system. To remain spiritually pure means to resist the seduction and idolatry that presents world power, wealth, and sexual immortality. To do so requires daily application of God's words, for it has purifying effect on the minds and heart. It requires great resolution to live for Christ, not give in to these temptations. Following Christ, the Lamb, where he goes, requires harlot effect to carry out the commission. They mean facing oppression, even death. If required, too many shrink back when the work becomes difficult or the future looks bleak. Join those who take their stand with Christ against sin. First fruits refers to the act of dedicating the first part of the harvest as holy to God. So, these were in chapter 14, Revelations. It was 144,000 people that had the mark of God on them, for their obedience to Christ, being that they weren't doing spiritual adultery, which is following other idols. That's spiritual adultery. And that's an abomination to the Lord, because you can only follow one God. Okay. So in the Bible it states that he marked 144,000 so that they could have the benefits of eternal benefits and blessings of life with God forever. Okay. And so these individuals, these believers, had already had a sealed And it's already stated in God Bibles it was 144,000 that had the seal. That's how much people that the Lord was carrying to heaven, because those were believers, those were followers of Jesus Christ. They wasn't following behind no idols. They wasn't doing no spiritual, adultery or nothing. They were believers of Christ, because anytime that you follow behind spiritual adultery, that means you're falling behind idols, which is going to sink you into temptation. It's going to make you think about stuff, and that's their job, is to make you to fall back into sin. That's why the Lord said it's an abomination, for people to worship idol, you know, that there should only be one God that you worship. It should only be one Lord that you're praying to, that you're glorifying. Okay. So it won't tempt you back into temptation or into sin. Okay. When we serve one master and we serve one God, this is, as believers, we begin to change and follow the ways of the Lord. Okay. So go back to Revelations chapter 14, 1 through 5. My subject is the Lamb and the 144,000 people that had the seal. God bless.